Good evening and welcome to the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch. I'm Mike Ganger, joined as always by Carrie Olson. And I say as always because we normally do this all the time, but we might be a little rusty this time. We have waited 2 years for this parade.
We did, and it is so wonderful to be back. I think we all missed all of this joy and merriment that comes from this lovely parade as it normally sets off the holiday season in our community. So, Mike, it's great to be back with you.
Yes, it's a wonderful distraction from everything going on and a great kickoff, like you said, to get us into the holiday season. And we have eagerly waited the chance to get all these units down the street. We're going to have so many awesome lighted floats and entertainment. The marching bands can get back going once again. We're going to hear from them during our pre-parade show. So just a lot of fun, and weather couldn't be better.
Oh, this is perfect. It's perfect parade weather for winter. We've been out here in the snow and in the rain and in the wind, and it was almost hard to know what to wear because it's kind of balmy for a November evening in Wisconsin, but it's perfect for a parade.
It's going to be an awesome night, so we're looking forward to it. What we're going to do is be chatting with a bunch of great guests, talking about some unbelievable things that are coming up this month leading up to the holiday season. So we've got that coming up, plus, of course, the kickoff and the stepping off of the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch.
The Christmas season arrives in Baraboo. Welcome to the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade, presented by Pizza Ranch. Mike Ganger and Carrie Olson are your hosts. Stay tuned for special guests and live entertainment. Tonight's parade coverage is brought to you by exclusive lead broadcast sponsor AT&T Baraboo and our community support partners, Teal Plastics, The Jeweler's Edge, Baraboo Motors Group, Don Rick Insurance, Bank of Wisconsin Dells, Century 21 Affiliated, and Ho-Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Also brought to you by Baraboo State Bank, The Granary, Madelon Retirement Services, McFarland's, the International Crane Foundation, SSM Health, St. Clair Hospital, and special sponsor WCCU Credit Union. Now, let's go live to downtown Baraboo on the square with Mike Ganger and Carrie Olson.
And we're back. And I'm so pleased to have with me as my guest this evening, Charturbeast Kudla, who is the founder, the creator, and the coordinator extraordinaire of the Very Merry Holiday Fair. Char, it's so good to see you.
It's exciting to be back, and it's exciting to have the parade, and all these people just can't wait for the parade to start and for Santa to be seen at the end and to go in the theater and have some fun.
And we're both wearing our red and black buffalo plaid. It's as if we planned our wardrobe together here tonight. It's wonderful to have an in-person Very Merry Holiday Fair again. And I know that it draws shoppers from all over. I mean, it's a huge, huge success. Could you tell us a little bit about the Very Merry Holiday Fair and when and where it will be taking place?
The Very Merry Holiday Fair is Friday, December 10th from noon to 6, and Saturday, December 11th from 9 to 4. And we have 60 artisans, and that means bakers and painters and people who make jewelry and authors. You were there one year.
Yes.
And it's just a lot of fun, and I am glad that we can have the fair again this year.
And that's at the Baraboo Arts Banquet Center on Water Street there. And it's a huge facility, and it's packed with all of these wonderful, wonderful artists and artisans. It's just a joy. How many years have you been doing this, and what kind of caused you to create it in the first place?
Okay, well, this is our 15th year, and last year, because of the TV station, we could have a 14th year. We did a virtual fair, and that was kind of interesting. And this year it is going to be live, and everyone's going to have to wear a mask, artists and visitors, so we want to keep everybody safe. I started thinking about this fair about 16 years ago. And I was closing down my little business that I had downtown. And I thought, I really love Christmas. I really want to add something to our community. And I talked to a lot of my artist friends, and they said, sure, we'll come. We'll come. So there you go. You know, it's full of lots of wonderful people I've known a long time.
Well, and it is a wonderful fair. How do people get more information about it? I know you've got a poster.
Got a poster. Got a poster. Visuals. You can go to www.theverymerryholidayfair.com, and you will see a listing and our hours and our time. Some of the wonderful things that we have done in the past, we're going to kind of hold back from that this year, you know, just to keep it safe. And, you know, it's at 323 Water Street in Baraboo, where we are, you know, and we just are excited that we can do it again. And it's a great gift giving show. You can find anything you want, from chocolates to earrings to purses, to paintings. I mean, just everything is there.
Well, we will all be looking forward to the Very Merry Holiday Fair taking place on December 10th and 11th at the Baraboo Arts Banquet Hall. And again, Shar, it's such a joy to see you. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and we wish you the very best, the very merry best at your 15th Very Merry Holiday Fair. Thanks so much.
Thank
and
you.
Mike, I guess you have some guests as well, too.
Some of the more extreme guests that we're going to have here tonight. We know one great thing about a Baraboo parade. Normally it starts off with the rocket cycle, and it's going to be Hunter behind the wheel of it tonight. But of course, TJ Howell, everyone who's been around this area or been around this area in so many different ways. You know him and love him. He is one of the best performers around here, and we are so excited. I know this last year was a fun opportunity for you because you got to return back and do some more things locally here.
Oh, what an enjoyable time. I had a Circus World Museum. We're for like 10 weeks this summer, and we just had tremendous time. It's fun to be returning back to my original roots, is when I very first came to Baraboo at Circus World in 1988 for on and off about 12 summers, and then I segue up to the Tommy Bartlett ski show for quite a few summers, and then being invited back for this summer was really an enjoyable time.
So yeah, whether you knew it or not, you've seen him perform lots of different ways, lots of different times. What's up next on the schedule? I know you like to stay very, very busy. What do you got coming up?
We're keeping really busy. Right now, me and my wife are rehearsing ice skating, and we leave early next week to go do an ice skating tour on the East Coast, and then we'll come back and kind of slow down for just a little bit, and then come spring, we'll get busy with a bunch of shrine circuses, and before you know it, warm weather will be here.
Yeah, I'm sure you're not the type to slow down too much.
No, there's never a downtime in the entertainment business. Awesome. None whatsoever. You got to keep practicing.
I love it. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us here, and we'll pass it over to Hunter, and we'll talk with Hunter here. And I know you've been busy. Like I said, you get to start off the parade. You get to lead the parade in that very, very cool rocket cycle. How fun is that thing to drive?
It's an absolute blast. It's super fun to be here locally in Baraboo, hometown parade. Super fun. I've been riding this thing all year long, all over the U.S. Had 2 tours so far. Have performed in over 24 states this year. Many flights all over the U.S. It's been a lot of fun, but I'm so glad to be here in the local town riding the monowheel.
Yeah, I think you had a little bit better weather just recently, because you just got in yesterday, right?
Yeah, I was down in Florida last week going to the opening of the new Disney and Cirque du Soleil show called Drawn to Life. Absolute blast. Super awesome to be there for the opening. Just flew in last night, and now I'm here in some colder weather. But we're going to have some fun.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome time, and it's not too cold. It's actually pretty good. We couldn't ask for much better. But I know some folks may have seen you recently, whether they realize it or not, in the latest movie for Free Guy, that one that starred Ryan Reynolds. I know you were a big part of that. Talk about production in that.
So it's super awesome. My first ever movie to be in with Ryan Reynolds. Also was
pretty good way to start.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy way to start. It was one of the biggest movies of this year. We actually filmed it 2 years ago. Due to COVID, it was a prolonged release date, so that was a bummer, but it did come out, and what an experience it was to go out to Hollywood, be at Paramount Studios, and ride the monowheel in front of stars like Ryan Reynolds. So crazy.
That's very, very cool. So we are looking forward to, obviously, you joining us here for the parade tonight, and then also, what do you got coming up in the future? I know you're obviously staying busy and doing lots of different things, lots of different parades, traveling across the country. What's next for you?
Currently, I'm still on tour. Just after this parade, my next gig, I'll be down in Texas, in El Paso, finishing up a tour for the Mega Monster Truck Live Show.
Wow.
From there, I get a few more gigs going on. I have a couple TV show things coming up this spring, so make sure to stay tuned on TV. You're going to see some wild stuff coming up for sure.
I'm going to say, it sounds like it might be hard to miss you. You're going to be everywhere. So.
Yeah, we're everywhere. We are everywhere. That's the Howl way.
I love it. You're going to be kicking off the parade for us tonight, so we can't wait to see the rocket cycle. TJ, Hunter, thank you guys so much for joining us here tonight.
Thank you.
When we come back, we'll talk a little stupendous colossal with two icons from Baraboo's circus world, Scott O'Donnell and Dave Salutis. So sit back, relax with a mug of hot cocoa, and stay tuned. We'll be right back in just a few minutes with the Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade with our pre-parade show provided by AT&T.
I'm Tony from Bug Tussle Wireless AT&T in Baraboo. We believe that we have the best signal in Sauk County, and we're willing to prove it. If you're interested in our internet or cell phone offers, give us a call at 608-581-8350. We'll come to your home or business and show you what the reception will be like in the place you use it most. We have new towers in Merrimack, Baraboo, North Freedom, and Reedsburg. So give us a call, message us on Facebook, or stop into our Bug Tussle Wireless store at 844 8th Avenue in Baraboo, Wisconsin. We can't wait to work with you.
Broadcast sponsors of the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch include exclusive lead broadcast sponsor AT&T Baraboo and our community support partners Teal Plastics, The Jeweler's Edge, Baraboo Motors Group, Don Rick Insurance, Bank of Wisconsin Dells, Century 21 Affiliated, and Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Also brought to you by Baraboo State Bank, The Granary, Madelon Retirement Services, McFarland's, the International Crane Foundation, SSM Health, St. Clair Hospital, and special sponsor WCCU Credit Union.
You belong, a place you own. You're more than a number, we know you by name. People helping people to borrow and save, helping you build a better life. WCCU Credit Union feels so right.
And we're back with the Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade pre-parade show, and I am pleased to have as our guests this evening Scott O'Donnell and Dave Salutis from Circus World. Good evening, you guys.
Good evening.
How you doing?
Really good. This is fun to have the parade back again, and we're so happy to see you guys this evening. It must have been really colossal, I love being able to say that, to have a live show season again this year. What was it like?
It absolutely took my breath away when I did the first opening of the first show. To be there doing a live performance in front of people and bringing back the joy and the happiness again, it meant everything to all of us.
Yeah, it was wonderful to see joy return to the grounds. I mean, we have such a large site, and for the last year and a half, it's been like tumbleweed going through there. And a site that's normally associated with joy and happiness and children of all ages, to see that all return was so wonderful and soul fulfilling.
Well, all of the shows were great this year. I kept going back with my season ticket and visiting and seeing one show and then going back and seeing another. And it was so great. It was fun to feel that good energy and to hear the music and to hear the children's laughter. And it was really great. So knowing that you had a great season now, what are you doing in your plans for next summer?
Oh my golly. Do we have a show in store next year? So of course, you know, we've been doing themes for the last so many years. So we're heading on the 7 seas next year. We're going to the Pirates. Well, Captain Hook or Captain Longtooth over here next to me. We're going to the circus next summer, so it's going to be great. We have lots of stuff that we haven't had in decades at Circus World, including a flying trapeze act, which we haven't had in over 30 years. Plus, people can try that out as well. So strap into some harness gear and go fly it. You know, what more we need that, right? After the year of being couch potatoes and all that, it's time to soar through the air. So that'll be great.
So you're really going to have opportunities for the audience to learn how to do that?
We are, yeah.
Wow.
Circus is so not just a spectator art form, it's a get up and get in kind of art form, you know, whether it's the youth circus movement or lots of gyms and spas have aerial elements and stuff. So it's going to be Dave Salutis and the Flying Salutises next year.
Yeah, I don't go up above about this high.
Oh, so then we won't see you doing that, but we might see you doing aerial ballet stuff, right, Scott?
Oh, nothing says grace aloft like myself. Can't do the hair hang, so it's got to be the flying trapeze.
So between circus parades and Christmas parades, I imagine you guys are singing "I Love a Parade" all of the time. So what has your involvement been with tonight's magical event, and what will you be doing as the parade is going on tonight?
Oh, great question. So, of course, Baraboo loves a parade, and as a community, we love to get together and put on these magical events, such as this evening's parade, and for 2 years, we haven't had that opportunity. So Dave and myself have been helping DBI to come up with the lineup for tonight's parade. You know, I think people just think it magically comes down the street. Whatever shows up first is what goes, but it's kind of like creating a storyline, right? So you have different moments, and music is spread out, and animals are spread out, so you have a well-balanced outing. And then where do you put it, right? Our streets suddenly get transformed into this staging area, and where do you put 80-piece band, and where do you put 10 greyhounds and keep them warm until it's parade time? So all that kind of stuff. So doing that, and then we get to help push it down the street and make sure, kind of like a conductor, that the zipper comes together and it goes down in the order, hopefully, that we're all expecting it to come down the order in.
And making sure that Santa gets here in time from the North Pole in order to get into the parade?
We have heard that he is on his way, and I am confident. And what other town in America does Santa get to arrive in an 1865 band chariot?
You heard it here first.
Right? My gosh.
Exciting.
Only in Baraboo.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Thank you so much, both of you, for all that you are doing for this evening's parade, for our community. And also, we know that you have places to be and things to do in a matter of minutes. So thank you for making time for this interview. Scott O'Donnell and Dave Salutis from Circus World, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
You betcha. Thank you to all of our good friends at 99.7 Max FM.
You did it.
For rocking it out tonight and getting this. Ooh, I heard my Canadian there. And sharing this to all of our community that couldn't be here, although it looks like we have all of Baraboo and 3 other counties here with us tonight, so that's exciting.
The crowd is growing.
Yes. And beautiful weather for parade.
It is. Thank you both so much. Have a great evening.
You too. Thank you.
Thanks.
Huge thank you to those wonderful, wonderful supporters and helpers here from Circus World. We absolutely love Scott and Dave, and they did a wonderful job over there. And now, speaking of the supports and this whole pre-parade show, and actually our lead sponsor for the entire parade, the only guest I have to look up to, which I appreciate, so I'm usually bending over the whole time, it is Tony here from AT&T. Tony, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate you having me tonight.
And why, and I know it's been a couple of years since we've been able to do events like this and to have a parade like this, why is it so important for you guys to be involved in something like this for the community?
Has it only been a couple of years?
I know.
Honestly, it feels like it's been a lot longer. We're really proud to be lead sponsors for an event like this. This is one of those events where you can come out. If you look around, it's just family galore. I've got my dog out here. Other dogs are out here. It feels like a family event. There's kids all over the place waiting for Santa to come tonight. And it's one of those places where you can kind of get away from all of the arguments that we may have at Thanksgiving coming up between family members.
Yes.
There is no opposing viewpoints to Santa. When you come out here, this is just nothing but joy out here tonight. So I'm really proud to be a sponsor for it.
Couldn't have been said better. We're absolutely so excited. The crowd is continuing to grow as we sit here during this pre-parade show, and the lights are starting to fill the air. So it's going to be an awesome event here this evening. I want to know what you guys over at AT&T got coming up for the holidays.
A lot of good stuff, actually. I mean, we've still got our $1,000 off if you trade in for an iPhone 13.
Wow, okay.
We also have for Samsung Fold, we have $800 off the S21.
Okay.
What our store here in Baraboo is doing individually is we are actually giving away now until December 10th 2 Xbox S series consoles.
Okay.
For basically what we're going to do is any upgrade, any smartwatch, any tablet, whatever you do, you come into the store, we're going to get you one entry for every one of those that you do. And you know, the odds could be about 1 in 100 that you're going to go home with an Xbox if you stop into our store.
Yeah, especially when you no purchase or anything, just come on in there and do that and take a look and chat with you guys on everything you got going on. That's an awesome deal, and like I said, kind of a no-brainer. So
yeah, no, absolutely.
Very excited about that and the opportunity to win that. And again, thank you so much for being our lead sponsor. We absolutely love it and could not do it without great sponsors like you. So appreciate it.
Appreciate you, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you. And we're going to head back over to Carrie and hear some from some more of our wonderful sponsors here at the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch.
Thanks so much, Mike. It's my pleasure to have with me this evening some of our friends from WCCU. Thank you so much for being this evening's broadcast sponsor, special sponsor. We really appreciate that. And for all of the good that you do in our community. You've got quite a crew that's come with you this evening, Mary Lynn. So I'm going to have you just introduce everyone who's part of the wonderful WCCU group. Although I have to say to Kevin, we have this conversation every time I interview him for a Christmas light parade. He is always dressed so that it makes me cold. And tonight the weather's so nice, I'm not cold. I can't believe it. So I can't say it to you the very first time. So
doing that for us.
yes, we ordered the weather just special. Anyways, so great to see all of you. And so Mary Lynn, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and the others with you tonight?
Sounds good. Thank you, Carrie. I'm Mary Lynn Rick. I'm the market manager here in Baraboo. And with me I have Christina Foss. She is our assistant market manager. So if you see us out and about in the Baraboo area visiting some of our members and also some of our businesses, you'll know who we are. Next, Christina, I have Stephanie Loring. She's currently our mortgage lender here in the Baraboo office, but we have some excellent news coming up a little bit later. And then we also have Kevin Hauser. He is our president of WCCU. And again, we're always happy to be here with you, Carrie, and this wonderful Christmas time and the parade. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for joining us and again for being the special sponsor of this evening's broadcast. We truly appreciate it. So why don't we start out talking a little bit about your red program. I see, Kevin, you're dressed for it here. Wearing the insignia. And so if you could tell a little bit about that and what that program does for our service people and also how the community can get involved in it.
Sounds good. Thanks, Carrie. The RED program, it's kind of a little bit, so I brought a little cheat sheet with me. The RED stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. Friday, we created this Remind People of Deployed Troops and to show that we're thinking of them. People across the country will be wearing red on Friday to serve as a reminder and to spread a message on how important it is to still remember our troops and that they're in our thoughts. Join WCCU by supporting the military and their families by wearing red on Fridays. We're also collecting items that we're actually going to be sending overseas to our deployed members. And you can go to wccucreditunion.coop and look at a list. And you can also drop that off at any of our WCCU locations.
That's a wonderful thing that you're doing, and thank you so much. That's excellent. So if you are interested in contributing to the RED program, all you have to do is go to wccu.coop to see the list, and then you can purchase items and drop them off at your local WCCU branch then. Is that
Correct.
right? Okay, very good. Now, you said that you also had some other exciting news that you wanted to offer to the audience. So, Mary Lynn, what's that?
Well, at this particular time, I think I'll turn this over to Kevin and let him do the announcement.
Excellent.
Well, thank you, Mary Lynn. Thank you, Carrie, for having us again this year. We certainly appreciate being here. What we would like to do is let people know that in April, we anticipate that we will be opening our branch in Portage. The branch will be located at the corner of Northridge and American Legion Drives, just south of the Walmart parking lot. We're excited to open there, just as we were excited to come to Baraboo Prairie du Sac, as we announced a couple of years ago. We're excited to go to Portage because it's one of those communities that's a lot like the other communities that we serve. So, and at this time, I'd like to introduce our new market manager there. Stephanie Loring is going to be transferring from our Baraboo office over to Portage. So, Stephanie, if you'd like to say hello.
Hi there, I'm Stephanie Loring, and I am very excited to be the new market manager of our Portage location. Just so excited to bring our organization to the Columbia County communities and to spread the credit union message there.
Well, wonderful. You have lots of great things going on at WCCU, and I see that we all must have gotten the same memo here, except Kevin has the shirt, you know? And that's right, that's right. I mean, you're all in perfect style this evening. Well, we are so pleased that you could join us this evening, Mary Lynn, Christina, Stephanie, and Kevin. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, again, for your sponsorship of our broadcast, and we wish you all the very best in the holidays with your Red program and also with your new branch in Portage. Thank you so much, and happy holidays to you.
You too, Carrie.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. We'll now take it away with Mike.
Thank you very much, Carrie. And we are waiting, and we're starting to hear the sounds of some group marching their way over here, a group that is looking forward to getting to march once again after a long hiatus, I'm sure. So we'll be talking with the Baraboo Marching Band. That'll be coming up, so we're looking forward to hearing from them here during this pre-parade show. They're also going to be taking part in the show as well, of course, the parade itself. So we're very excited to hear from them here during the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch here on 99.7 Max FM, TV43, and on Facebook Live.
Broadcast sponsors of the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch include exclusive lead broadcast sponsor AT&T Baraboo and our community support partners Teal Plastics, The Jeweler's Edge, Baraboo Motors Group, Don Rick Insurance, Bank of Wisconsin Dells, Century 21 Affiliated, and Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Also brought to you by Baraboo State Bank, The Granary, Madelon Retirement Services, McFarland's, the International Crane Foundation, SSM Health, St. Clair Hospital, and special sponsor WCCU Credit Union.
Helping you build a better life. WCCU Credit Union feels so right. A feeling of comfort, a feeling of home. A place you belong, a place you own. You're more than a number, we know you by name. People helping people to borrow and save. Helping you build a better life. WCCU Credit Union feels so right.
I'm Tony from Bug Tussle Wireless AT&T in Baraboo. We believe that we have the best signal in Sauk County, and we're willing to prove it. If you're interested in our internet or cell phone offers, give us a call at 608-581-8350. We'll come to your home or business and show you what the reception will be like in the place you use it most. We have new towers in Merrimack, Baraboo, North Freedom, and Reedsburg. So give us a call, message us on Facebook, or stop into our Bug Tussle Wireless store at 844 8th Avenue in Baraboo, Wisconsin. We can't wait to work with you.
And we are back here on the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch pre-parade show. And we are very excited to be joined by some awesome guests right now. First off, Griffin James, the band director for the Baraboo High School. I got to imagine it's real exciting to get out to events like this once again.
Well, it's so nice to finally be back out in the community, serving the community, which is what we love to do through music.
Love it, and it's a perfect night for it. I know sometimes the instruments will act up a little bit if it gets too cold. Tonight's all right, I think.
This is probably the best weather we've ever had for this parade since I've been here.
Love it. Well, what can we expect from the band here tonight?
Well, we're going to play a couple of tunes for you, and the drum line is also going to play for you as well. We're going to play a piece called Christmas in Our Town, which is a medley of Christmas tunes.
All right.
And then we'll also play Good Old Jingle Bells.
Well, we'll let them do their thing, and we can't wait to see them during the parade as well. So thank you, Griffin.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, they're going to get going, and we will listen to the Baraboo High School Marching Band now.
excellent performance by the band, and you'll get a chance to hear them again during the parade in just a few minutes. But for right now, we are joined by Lacey Steffes, the owner of Spa Serenity, and in her abundant free time, the president of Downtown Baraboo Incorporated. Lacey, thank you so much for joining us this evening for the pre-parade show.
Thank you for having me, Carrie.
So downtown Baraboo is such an inviting place. I see signs everywhere that invite us to experience the magic of downtown Baraboo. What magical things can we be expecting in the parade tonight?
Absolutely. I mean, I was just walking down the street and I saw the magic. The families gathering, the children with lights, the adults with lights and costumes, the floats. I was just back in the staging area. Pizza Ranch has a beautiful float. Lots of our community groups have come together. So there are beautiful floats happening and so many smiling, happy faces back in the staging area. So I can't wait to share that with our community.
Well, we are so delighted to have this parade back again this year, and our tremendous thanks to you and everyone involved with Downtown Baraboo. You're all operating your own businesses and collectively working to promote this downtown as an attraction all in and of itself. And because of that, there will be a lot of events and activities that will be taking place over the 5 weeks now that lead up to Christmas. Could you tell us a little bit about what people can be expecting in Downtown Baraboo in the coming weeks?
Yeah, well, we are definitely bringing back Santa visits on Saturdays here at the Al Ringling Theater. With those Santa visits, we're going to have our horse-drawn wagon rides around town from 11 to 2 every Saturday. And each Saturday has its own fun theme. So lots of shopping. All of our stores downtown are locally owned and are full of merchandise that's locally sourced and just perfect for all those people on your list.
That's excellent. Now, you said that Santa will be back, and I know that there are horse-drawn wagon rides. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So Santa will be back here at the Al Ringling Theater in the very far, so next to the Square Tavern. Countryside Refine has decorated his living room. It's very magical. And then our horse and wagon rides will start right over next to Baraboo State Bank on the corner. They'll be there, so our guests just line up and they can jump on the wagon and take a family-friendly ride right down through downtown Baraboo.
Well, it sounds like there's some great stuff going on. I made just note of some of your activities. There's Black Friday on November 26th, and so what can people expect then?
Absolutely. So from 8 to 10 a.m., a lot of the stores in downtown are going to have the deepest deals of the year. So unheard of discounts. Most of them are our employee discounts or even further discounted. Lots of the stores will be extending those promotions throughout the day for shoppers. And then obviously our Small Business Saturday will be a very magical day. We have such a loyal fan base of shoppers in downtown, but that day just brings some extra special friends out for shopping.
Well, it sounds like there will be so many great things that will be happening in downtown Baraboo. If you haven't had a chance to come down and even just see the beautiful window displays, I went around and just looked to see how everyone was decorating their windows. It is magical and beautiful. This downtown is always beautiful, but at the holidays, it seems as if it shines even more. My sincere thanks to you and everyone associated with Downtown Baraboo Incorporated for making this evening's event possible, and also for all of the other things that you do all year long, including the weeks that are leading up to the holidays. Thank you so much, Lacey.
Yeah, absolutely. And Carrie, I want to thank you for all of your years of help with the parade and all of these broadcasts and coordinating. So thank you for all of your contribution.
Well, thank you. It's always a joy. It's always a pleasure. Thank you so much. So again, that's Lacey Steffes with us this evening, the owner of Spa Serenity right here downtown, and also the president of Downtown Baraboo Incorporated.
I'm Tony from Bug Tussle Wireless AT&T in Baraboo. We believe that we have the best signal in Sauk County, and we're willing to prove it. If you're interested in our internet or cell phone offers, give us a call at 608-581-8350. We'll come to your home or business and show you what the reception will be like in the place you use it most. We have new towers in Merrimack, Baraboo, North Freedom, and Reedsburg. So give us a call, message us on Facebook, or stop into our Bug Tussle Wireless store at 844 8th Avenue in Baraboo, Wisconsin. We can't wait to work with you.
broadcast sponsors of the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch include exclusive lead broadcast sponsor AT&T Baraboo and our community support partners Teal Plastics, The Jeweler's Edge, Baraboo Motors Group, Don Rick Insurance, Bank of Wisconsin Dells, Century 21 Affiliated, and Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Also brought to you by Baraboo State Bank, The Granary, Madelon Retirement Services, McFarland's, the International Crane Foundation, SSM Health, St. Clair Hospital, and special sponsor WCCU Credit Union.
And we are back here for the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch, of course, our lead sponsor, AT&T. And what a fun night so far. All of these different guests joining us, talking about all these wonderful things that are going on. And I know DBI just joined us here, Downtown Baraboo Inc. They have so many wonderful sponsors. I know we talk about our lead sponsors and those who are helping us out, but they've got so many sponsors that we see on these banners behind us. And we want to recognize some of those businesses that make this parade possible each year.
Of course, the major sponsor for this evening's parade is Pizza Ranch of Baraboo. We are so grateful to them, as well as to the Baraboo Area Chamber of Commerce, the City of Baraboo, Minuteman Press of Baraboo, the Baraboo State Bank, UW Platteville, Baraboo, Sauk County, Glacier Valley Ford, Teal Plastics.
And we'll keep the list going. It is Coffee Bean Connection, Oak Park Place of Baraboo, DEZ Tactical Arms, Don Rick Insurance, Spin Shack, the Wisconsin River Title Consultants, and Supreme Awards. Again, we could not do events like this if it weren't for those wonderful, great businesses that help support all of this this area around and all the other events going on too. We talked about the carriage rides that are going to be happening, and just such a fun time of year. And that's what makes Baraboo so unique, is this square here during the holidays. It's just, there's nothing like it. There's nothing else that compares to it.
That's right. And this is definitely a community that is active in every single way. And as you have heard the names of these businesses that have sponsored this evening's parade for Downtown Baraboo Incorporated, please remember them with your business. Yes. Because as we all support them, then they are able to support wonderful events like this evening's magical Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade.
When you talk about the magic of Christmas, you always got to think of what it's like through the eyes of the kiddos, and that's where we're going to head next, because our own Maddie Jones from 99.7 Max FM, she is live with some of those great kiddos to talk about what makes the holidays so special for them. So Maddie, take it away.
All right, so we are here, and it's the best part of Christmas when the kiddos are excited, and I have a great group of kiddos, and it was kind of hard. None of them wanted to be on camera this year, but we managed to find some, so it's very exciting. So we're going to start down on the end. What's your name and how old are you?
My name's Rhiannon Adams, and I'm 12 years old.
Okay, and what's your name?
I'm Rowan Adams, and I am 10 years old.
All right, and you said this is your favorite holiday. Okay, and your name?
I'm Lily, and I'm 10 years old.
10. And what's your name?
I'm Zoe, and I'm 6.
You're 6. And what's your name, sweetheart?
Jojo.
And how old are you?
4.
You're 4. Oh my goodness. So this is like prime Christmas age right here, right? So are you guys excited about Santa tonight? Is that like your favorite part of the parade? Yes. Okay, mine too. Always got to love Santa, right? And then we got to find out what you guys want, because, you know, Santa's going to be here making his list. So let's start down here again on the end. What would you like for Christmas this year?
Really, I want a bunch of books.
A bunch of books. Oh, girl after my own heart. I love that. What about you, Rowan?
I like books.
Books?
Mostly toys.
Yeah?
And things to annoy my dad with.
Yeah, that's spoken like a kiddo. And what about you, sweetheart?
I want a pet dog.
A pet dog. Oh, Mom, did you hear that? A pet dog. Okay. And what about you? What do you want for Christmas?
Do
you know yet? Have you decided?
No.
No? She hasn't decided yet. Oh, my goodness. And what about you, Jojo? Do you know what you want?
I want lots of toys.
Do you want toys?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a favorite toy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Do you play with something a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so there you go. Santa, if he's making his list, he better know exactly what they want. Mom, did you hear the dog part? Because we got a dog. Oh, so you've got a fun house coming up, a dog and a kitten in that household. Absolutely exciting. So can we try something here, guys, as we wrap up today? We're going to count to 3, and can you guys shout Merry Christmas for me? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Merry Christmas! We're going to send it back over to Mike and Carrie now.
Awesome, and that is a great chance to remember why the holiday season is so awesome. It is the kiddos. That's what it's really all about. The magic of Christmas, the magic of the Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade. It's all about the kiddos.
It is, and to be able to hear their joy and their anticipation and their excitement for an evening like this and a chance to see Santa come through. And it's just a marvelous evening. The crowds are getting bigger and bigger and bigger as we stand out here on 4th Avenue in front of the Al Ringling Theater. I can look in both directions and see that the crowds are multiple people deep.
You can tell it's been a couple of years and people were excited for this event because it is packed. I do not remember a parade this packed. Just looking down the streets right now and seeing how many people are here, which is awesome. So it's going to be a ton of fun. You mentioned the magic of it. We're almost about ready to see some of that magic, some of those lights, because the parade is stepping off here in less than 10 minutes. So we're going to hear another quick word from our sponsors. Again, a big thank you to AT&T. We're going to head over to the AT&T booth in just a second here, but it is the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch here on 99.7 Max FM, TV43, and Facebook Live.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Broadcast sponsors of the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch include exclusive lead broadcast sponsor AT&T Baraboo and our community support partners Teal Plastics, The Jeweler's Edge, Baraboo Motors Group, Don Rick Insurance, Bank of Wisconsin Dells, Century 21 Affiliated, and Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Also brought to you by Baraboo State Bank, The Granary, Madelon Retirement Services, McFarland's, the International Crane Foundation, SSM Health, St. Clair Hospital, and special sponsor WCCU Credit Union.
I'm Tony from Bug Tussle Wireless AT&T in Baraboo. We believe that we have the best signal in Sauk County, and we're willing to prove it. If you're interested in our internet or cell phone offers, give us a call at 608-581-8350. We'll come to your home or business and show you what the reception will be like in the place you use it most. We have new towers in Merrimack, Baraboo, North Freedom, and Reedsburg. So give us a call, message us on Facebook, or stop into our Bug Tussle Wireless store at 844 8th Avenue in Baraboo, Wisconsin. We can't wait to work with you.
Helping you build a better life. WCCU Credit Union feels so right. A feeling of comfort, a feeling of home. A place you belong, a place you own. You're more than a number, we know you by name. People helping people to borrow and save. Helping you build a better life. WCCU Credit Union feels so right.
And we are back here at the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch, and we are now in our broadcast studio. We get our own little booth here, which is awesome, thanks to our great friends at AT&T. So Mike Anger back here with Carrie Olson. And Carrie, I know it's an exciting time of year, lots of big events going on, and like we said before we moved over here, it is remarkable how many people are here for this thing.
It is a huge crowd, and the weather is perfect. Yes. We couldn't be asking for a better evening. It's just been grand, and you can tell that from the atmosphere. People are ready for a fun time. It's been a tough last couple of years, and people have done without a lot of these kinds of events that are part of our tradition. And so to have this parade come back again is really a joy. We're grateful for all of the broadcast sponsors, our lead sponsor AT&T, and also for all of the Downtown Baraboo sponsors of the parade, including their lead sponsor Pizza Ranch.
Yeah, it's because speaking of AT&T, Tony, I think, said it best when you can have a lot of differing opinions when it comes to lots of things, especially right now with everything everyone's going through. But one thing that is usually undisputed and undisputable is the fact that this is the best time of year, and we got to hear from the kids what they love, what they're excited about this holiday season. I know we're very, very excited, and we want to remind you here at 99.7 Max FM of some exciting deals and some ways for you to save some big money over at maxfmbigdeals.com.
Absolutely. And what a wonderful time of year for us to be talking about big deals, because you're shopping local, you're saving big, and this is a great opportunity for getting some gifts for some of your loved ones.
100%. It's all sorts of gifts. We're talking food and drink options. There's personal care items. There's gift ideas. So many fun adventures. Things you might not always think of would be a great gift for that person on your list. All you got to do is check out maxfmbigdeals.com and see the full breakdown there of all the different events. And I think the biggest thing, like you said, is local and supporting local. It's one of the big things we talk about this time of year. You got Small Business Saturday coming up, Black Friday you want to support, and DBI, I know, talked about a lot of the great things they've got coming up, but you can find only local businesses, and not just in Baraboo, but many of the surrounding areas.
Baraboo, North Freedom, Reedsburg, Rock Springs, Prairie du Sac. You're supporting local businesses getting steep discounts, and these big deals are really popular. New offers are added constantly. If you visit the website often, which I would recommend you do, you'll be able to see the offers, and they go rather quickly. Now, you have some special deals that will be coming up for Christmas time, right?
I like to always sing this time of year because, you know me, I enjoy singing. I know you do as well.
Very good.
It's the 12 deals of Christmas. They're coming up once again. So the 12 deals of Christmas over at maxfmbigdeals.com, they are going to be on the way. We cannot wait to hear about all those great spots. I think during COVID last year, I did like an entire 12 days of Christmas medley, like with all of the big deals. So I'll have to remember and look at my notes back then and do that once again, because that was a ton of fun. So it is a great opportunity for you to save even more. And that's the biggest thing about these gifts is the people you're giving these gift certificates to, they don't know how much you paid for them. That's the nice part. So you're getting 30 to 50% savings, plus an extra 15% coming off during the 12 deals of Christmas. And they don't have to know what they get. They just see the gift certificate at the end, and it says $50 on it. They don't need to know you paid $20 for it. That's the nice part about maxfmbigdeals.com.
Absolutely, and you're supporting local businesses, which also benefits the whole community, because those wonderful businesses are also sponsoring events like this.
Definitely.
So you're getting a great deal. You're able to provide a gift that has real meaning to someone. You're able to have a big savings, and you're helping local businesses. So everybody wins with big deals.
Normally it'd be like a win-win, but that's like a win-win-win-win-win-win-win. There's all these different
I think it's a lot of wins.
Yes,
maybe too many to count.
Yes. And we are now just hanging out here at the AT&T booth as we are awaiting the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch. And again, a big thank you to AT&T for hooking us up here. And we've had so many other wonderful sponsors that have helped out with the events this evening. We've talked to a few of them. The lead sponsor, of course, AT&T Baraboo, also WCCU Credit Union. They're our special sponsor this evening. Our broadcast is brought to you in part by them, helping you build a better life feels so right over at WCCU Credit Union. The Jeweler's Edge, always a wonderful supporter. Beautiful jewelry, perfect for that special someone in your life this Christmas. TheJeweler'sEdge.com, or you can stop by 416 Oak Street in downtown Baraboo to take advantage of some of their great offerings that they have. And then, of course, another one of our wonderful sponsors, as we'll be talking about them all night long. But our broadcast sponsor is in part by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Their Big Bucks Cash giveaway is coming up on November 26th. You can play big and win big at Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells. Now, Carrie, this is, again, I am just blown away as I look down these streets. And maybe this is just because we haven't done it in a while, but I do not remember this many people at a parade before.
I don't
It's
either,
nuts.
especially at a Christmas parade when you never know what the weather's going to be like. But the crowds are huge. And we're also glad for you who are watching maybe from the comfort of your recliner at home, drinking your own hot cocoa like the kind we have here. We're glad that you're joining us here this evening. evening as well. And in our AT&T booth here this evening, I'd also like to give a shout out to Wendy Grant, who has decorated our entire booth. We have never had that before, ever.
I don't know if I'm supposed to move this, but this is like a cute little reindeer. Look at these. These are just
and this
around
little
here.
gnome.
There's a little sleigh. This is just awesome. Wendy did an amazing job. This thing keeps falling off, so I got to be careful with that one. But she said I'm not supposed to be touching it at all, so I just got yelled at, I think, in my ear that I wasn't supposed to be touching that stuff. It is perfect. So it is set. It is ready to go, as we are ready to go as well. So we are just about ready to kick off the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch. Again, a huge thank you to our sponsor here at the AT&T booth. We're going to hear another quick word from some of our sponsors, and then across the way, the parade's going to get stepping off here in just moments.
It's time to step off with the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade, presented by Pizza Ranch. Live on WRPQ Baraboo, TV43, antenna channel 43.1 in HD, Spectrum cable channels 10 and 982, and streaming around the world. Now back to Mike Ganger and Carrie Olson as we get ready for this year's parade.
Just moments away from the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch. Carrie Olson, Mike Anger here with you, and I think I see maybe a rocket cycle off into the distance. So starting to work its way here. We've heard the Reedsburg Band off into the distance. We know we're going to hear from them coming up here in just a moment, but the excitement, you see the lights way down the way there. So it's one thing to have the holiday lights, the Christmas lights all over the place, but it's hard to compete with those Baraboo Police Department lights.
And also, it's not every day that I hear you say, and we see a rocket cycle coming down the street. If you had the opportunity to hear the interview that Mike did with TJ Howell and Hunter Howell, then you will know that the rocket cycle, the monocycle, has really been making the rounds. Hunter Howell has been even in a movie with his monocycle, and we are going to be seeing him here this evening as well. But here you can see that the crowd is just huge tonight, and there's so much excitement. All of the children, it's just fun to see the looks on their faces, and they're all bundled up looking down the street to see what's coming their way.
Yeah, the sights and now the sounds are starting to work their way this direction, and another parade here in Baraboo, something that just makes this area so awesome, and we are so excited that you are able to join us here for it. If you're obviously not able to be here in attendance, if you're listening maybe on the radio station, you can tune in on channel 43.1 digital over there, also cable channel 10, and you can also join us over on Facebook as well. Very easy way. Just give our Facebook page a like, 99.7 Max FM on Facebook. I know we've got some great comments rolling in, a lot of people checking in, and why don't you do that? If you are watching here on Facebook, let us know where you're watching from. Give us a little check there and say hi, as we'll make sure that we'll see the far reach that the Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade has here every single year, of course, presented by Pizza Ranch this year.
That's right. I had been hearing from some folks who are living from coast to coast who were planning on joining us for this evening's parade. And this evening's parade will not be a disappointment at all. You will be thrilled to see the caliber of parade that a community the size of Baraboo creates. We know how to make a parade here.
We certainly do. It is a ton of fun, and I do see a rocket cycle starting to make its way here. Hunter Howell, we got a chance to talk to him. Here he comes rolling into the picture right there. That is the 50-inch, 100-pound monocycle. Can go all the way up to 35 miles per hour. The rocket cycle is one big wheel with a rider and engine inside the circumference of it, like a unicycle, but the rider is actually inside the wheel rather than outside, and I think the Howells know a little bit something about unicycles too. So
they do, as unicyclists and jugglers, and Hunter is a very skilled performer, but he's also very mechanically inclined, and he really knows how to operate that monocycle. He most recently appeared with it in the Great Indianapolis 500 Parade, and there is video of Hunter out there on the internet where he is demonstrating this one-of-a-kind ride, this monocycle that he's on here, and it has attracted over 50 million million viewers watching him on the internet. So Hunter is a tremendous performer. He and his dad were so fun to listen to when you were interviewing them tonight. A fabulous family of entertainers, and there he is.
Just awesome. And we also got to hear that if you watch the movie Free Guy, he was also in that movie, the Ryan Reynolds movie that actually was released this past summer. He got to, they said they shot it a couple years ago. COVID obviously shut down production on it, but the movie Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds, he got to help out with some of the production there and drive that the motorcycle there for that, which is pretty cool to say you're in a feature film.
Absolutely. I mean, when he was saying that Ryan Reynolds was also a director of the movie, so he was interacting with this famous star, and it's just amazing. I said to Hunter, when you go to your next class reunion, wow, you'll have stories to tell.
Yeah, I think everyone's going to be jealous, especially the ladies.
I mean, he said that he had just come back from Florida. I think he said he was in Florida yesterday, and so it's just exciting to see him come back to his hometown and be in tonight's Christmas light parade on that rocket cycle.
And rolling in here next, Baraboo Police Department right behind the motorcycle there, making sure he doesn't get too crazy with it. The SUV rolled on by, and there you see. That's probably why they're doing it. They're just watching over Hunter just to make sure he doesn't get too crazy with that thing. And I know we got a great banner rolling through here as well from our lead sponsor for the parade, and there is represented from the Baraboo Pizza Ranch.
Isn't that lovely? Look at all of the beautiful lights. It says Merry Christmas on it. That's one really tremendously special part of the Christmas Light Parade is the interesting and creative and beautiful use of lights. And so this is a wonderful first entry in tonight's parade, of course, from the major parade sponsor, Pizza Ranch, owned by Ken and Mary Dressen, who do so much for our community. They are on so many boards and do so many great things. So many thanks to Ken and Mary.
And that beautiful backdrop there of the Al Ringling Theater. It is one of the things that make this parade so unique and one of a kind. I know I keep saying that, but it is true, especially with what Baraboo has to offer. And before we talk more about Baraboo, though, how about the Reedsburg Area School Marching Band? We got a chance to talk to the Baraboo Marching Band, but I'm sure Reedsburg very excited to get back into the marching ways as well.
That's right. The Reedsburg Area High School Marching Band features more than 60 musicians. The band is an integral part of the school's comprehensive instrumental music program. They're led by Scott Brewer and drum majors Adam Goronsky and Isaac Oberman. Let's listen as they play A Christmas Spectacular. Fabulous. What excellent musicians, and how much they contributed to the joy and the festivity of this parade tonight. Many thanks to the Reedsburg Area High School Marching Band, directed by Scott Brewer. That was beautiful.
It was, and it's a great night for it. Not too cold, so the instruments are working well. And again, I'd always rather march in a Christmas parade than a summer one. But there we see the mayor himself, City of Baraboo Mayor Rob Nelson, riding along Shelley Mordini's Baraboo Tours rickshaw there. So huge thank you to Shelley.
And followed behind them are the Greyhound Pets of America, the Wisconsin chapter. We saw 10 greyhounds there. This nonprofit organization finds responsible, loving homes for greyhounds. The Wisconsin chapter, which began in 1989, places approximately 100 dogs in good homes per year. The dogs are primarily ex-athletes from racetracks from across the U.S., and they are noted for being extremely gentle and non-confrontational. So the Greyhound Pets of America.
I love when the puppers make their appearance, so that was awesome there to see. The St. John's Evangelical Lutheran Church also here with their nativity scene. The St. John celebrates the real joy of Christmas, Christ Jesus' birth, and there they have the parade float to represent that, beautifully lit up there.
It is a beautiful float. They have done just a spectacular job. Again, when it's a Christmas light parade, the use of lights is really important, and definitely St. John's Evangelical Lutheran Church has mastered how to utilize lights on their float. That's very lovely.
Wonderful entry there. What we're going to do is take a quick break. When we come back, the parade rolls on here for the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade here on 99.7 Max FM, TV43, and of course Facebook Live. We're going to actually keep it right here, and I want to give everybody an opportunity to hear from some of our great sponsors, including Teal Plastics. They're grateful for the Baraboo community. They've called home for over 70 years. Thank you to the employees, the customers, vendors, and friends from Teal Plastics. You can visit online at teal.com, and also want to give a shout out to Don Rick Insurance. They're your local independent insurance agent celebrating 50 years. You can get personal attention from trusted advisors. Visit don-rick.com for more details.
And again, what a beautiful evening it is here in downtown Baraboo. The temperature today was around the mid-40s, and it was only supposed to go down to somewhere in the 30s this evening. We've been here for some parades in the past where it's been kind of icky weather, and tonight you can see just from that lovely shot that the moon is out and the sky is really lovely. Again, I just think there is so much collective joy in this downtown this evening as we resume the Christmas light parade after it had to take a hiatus last year.
Mother Nature has been waiting as well, and she gave us a beautiful backdrop here for this parade here this evening. There's been nights where it's been raining, and we've had to worry about that. It's been freezing rain where we've been just shivering back here, so this could certainly not be a better night for it.
One of my favorites was when the tent started to blow from around us, and people had to hold down the corners of the tent around us.
Christmas
so tonight
cheer was in
balmy.
full effect. Yes, we had volunteers, people running from far distances to grab a hold of that tent to make sure it didn't go flying away.
Well, coming into view here should be the American Royal Beauties pageant, which encourages community service, and it empowers women so they can empower others. Their motto is Crown to Serve. So we should be seeing, some of the American Royal Beauties of all ages, and aren't they lovely?
Absolutely.
When they have some music on their float,
they do. Like the use of some really nicely wrapped gifts. I need them to wrap my gifts because I can't wrap a gift that looks that good. That's did a really good job on that one. So I get jealous whenever I see somebody wrap a nice gift because I've never been able to master that particular art.
Many years ago, I was just out of college, and I took a temporary job where I was wrapping Christmas gifts, and that's when I learned to master it. When that's what you have to do, you learn how to do it, and you learn how to do it really fast.
Should have thought of that. That should have been what I was doing.
So I think I could be a speed wrapper or whatever.
Awesome. Here is next our entry from the Baraboo State Bank, Gingerbread House on a Trailer, and they can finance your home, sweet home, at Baraboo State Bank. They're going to be, of course, on that trailer as they come closer, and on both sides we're going to see some wonderful bank employees and their family members. The bank is a cornerstone of the community since 1857. Yes, 1857. It's been operating in Baraboo for 164 years, and that does indeed make it the oldest bank in Wisconsin. And I got to say, we've got a front runner for the most beautiful float so far.
That is magnificent. When the staff of the bank had explained what their float was going to look like, I thought, well, that sounds like that will be really cute. But boy, this is an eye popper. It is really beautiful. And the use of the theme of the home sweet home and the gingerbread house, very beautiful, very cleverly done.
And now we've got some skateboarders rolling on in here.
Oh, look at that. From the Kindness Skate Shop, skateboarders are performing tricks as they go right by the camera. They are Baraboo's only local skater-owned and operated skate shop. So look at them. There are lots of skaters there tonight, and some of them even have some lights on them. So
Okay, I mentioned I can't wrap gifts. I definitely can't do that on a skateboard. I would have pulled and broke things I didn't know I had, because that was, I saw one almost go down right there, and he almost did the splits, and that would have, groin injuries, hamstring injuries, they all would have been ripped apart if I tried that one out. Yikes.
I think there is a real skill and a talent to that. It's one that I don't have, but I admire it that there are those who do.
We've got a long run here from the Baraboo Bluffs ATV UTV Club. You can see them off into the distance. There's a bunch of UTVs and ATVs making their way this way. Baraboo Bluffs ATV UTV Club has been in existence since 2018. The nonprofit club promotes safe, scenic, and functional ATV routes in the Baraboo area for all who respect and use them. They support local area businesses through ATV recreation and ATV safety and riding practices and safe riding practices. And they also help connect friends and neighbors using a safe and enjoyable alternative means of transportation. And there's going to be a whole bunch of ATVs and UTVs coming into the picture, all really well lit up.
Oh, there sure are. It's a large number of them, and oh my gosh, some of them have flashing lights and sparkly lights. There tend to be a lot of them with kind of a purplish color to them, and oh my gosh, that is really lovely. It even has lit in front of one of them that it just says Baraboo Bluffs.
Yes, there it is right there. Great shot of that one.
Yeah.
Again, representing the Baraboo Bluffs ATV UTV Club Incorporated.
And again, you know, they do all kinds of good work in the community. They are frequently sponsoring special things that are going on in the community. So again, our sincere thanks to the Baraboo Bluffs ATV UTV Club for being part of tonight's parade. And really loving the lights.
Yes. As we see more and more of them roll through, I do want to remind you that the Granary is another one of our wonderful sponsors and supporters for this event, for our broadcast. Over 40 years, the Granary has been changing the health of our community for the better. Fuel your healthy lifestyle with help from the Granary. That, of course, is located at 127 3rd Street in downtown Baraboo. The ATVs and UTVs continue to roll through.
And some of them have music on them. And they're all decorated with beautiful lights, some with American flags. This is really quite the entourage from Baraboo Bluffs ATV UTV Club.
It's only one entry, but they're taking about 14 or 15 different spots. So, hey, it's going to be a great chance to see all these units or see all these different types of vehicles roll through.
And I see
Someone's
there's
got
one
down there
with a wreath on the front of it there. And, yeah, that's wonderful. Just wonderful. Really getting into the spirit of tonight's parade.
And off into the distance from that most recent shot, you could see the, it looked like we maybe had some rolling in there, but we pulled away, so my apologies. We'll actually just mention again the fact that Century 21 affiliated is the #1 ranked Century 21 in the world, and has been for 7 years in a row. David and the team over at Century 21 is easy to reach. You can call them at 356-7777. Again, Century 21 affiliated is that #1 ranked Century 21 in the world, or in the in the world. So another big sponsor and helper here for us tonight.
Well, this is wonderful. Coming into view right now is Gateway Powersports.
Yes.
Enjoy a magical winter at Gateway Powersports, specializing in used Polaris snowmobile, ATV, and UTV parts, service, and sales in the greater Wisconsin Dells Baraboo area. And there you see all of the snowmobiles on board. That's a really great entry from Gateway Powersports.
Definitely got a theme here at this point of the parade with all these ATVs and UTVs and snowmobiles and whatever that thing is. It's got a whole bunch of
I know.
different treads on it. I'm not sure. That thing's pretty cool, though.
And it kind of gives you an idea that snow sports are really important around here.
And next rolling up here is Sign Gypsies Boudel. They invite you to celebrate Christmas with them. It's a sign rental company, does all the work, giving you more time to celebrate anniversaries, birthdays, graduation, weddings, and more. Owner is Carla Phelps. She's the driver of that unit as well, as you see some of the many, many signs that they have over there at Sign Gypsies Boudel.
And I love seeing when I'm out walking that all of a sudden I'll come upon one of the Sign Gypsies displays where they've wished someone a happy birthday, or at the beginning of the school year I saw some things. And I just love that. Those things, all of those signs bring such cheer, and that was a wonderful entry from Sign Gypsies Boudel tonight. Now coming into view are some school buses from Lamers. There will be 2 shorter buses and 1 full-size bus, and they are designed to represent Santa's sleigh. And we'll see some of their employees also walking along. So, and again, we thank all of the school bus drivers who transport our youth and our children to school each and every day, getting them there safely and getting them back home safely. That's such an important service and an important part of a child's school day if they are riding the bus. So here are 3 school buses from Lamers.
That's one thing I also want to add. You should check out Lamers if you've ever considered being a bus driver or think it's something that you would like to do or like to learn more about. At the very least, they are in massive demand massive need right now of drivers. It's been an issue, I know, from a sports standpoint. They've had to move some of the times around of when sporting events will be starting in the winter sports season because they've got to actually wait until the kids get dropped off. Then they can actually get the drivers back and the buses back to then take another group of kids to a ball game. So it is definitely an issue right now going on around the area. So again, Lamers is a great spot for you to check out if you've ever thought about being a bus driver and helping out in such a great way and something that's definitely needed.
Absolutely, Mike. And I just love their music and the use of the lights. They're even honking their horns. Everybody's waving at them. It's really fun. What a fun entry from Lamers.
And following behind those buses, this is the entry from St. Joseph's Parish. Oh, Holy Night. It's a nativity scene to remind us the real reason for the season. And there you see the scene and some of the wonderful members of St. Joseph's Parish.
And immediately behind St. Joseph's Catholic Parish are some of the gymnasts from Elite Gymnastics Academy. The gymnasts are dressed as the elves, as you would have seen in the movie Polar Express. Their all-terrain vehicle is decorated to represent the Polar Express train. There are cutouts of Christmas bells and the phrase, "The bell still rings for me as it does for all who truly believe." So here we see St. Joseph's Catholic Parish, and right behind them, the Elite Gymnastics Academy. Now that would be something else for you to try, going all the way down the street.
Again, wow, that's those summers. No, thank you.
Can you imagine doing cartwheels and oh my gosh.
Especially when you're covered in lights and jingle bells and things like that. That's got to be difficult.
I would think so too. I can't imagine doing an entire parade route that way.
I'd somehow get myself wrapped up and I'd trip over and it would just be a complete disaster. So yeah, we don't want to see that. Here is following after Elite Gymnastics. Here's Elite Self-Defense Centers. 12 people walking from Elite Self-Defense Centers. Demonstration team is here. They're located in downtown Baraboo since 1990. There you see them showing off some of their skills. Their goal is to give every student the ability to defend themselves while also teaching life skills, including respect, discipline, control, and leadership. And here they go doing some of their disciplines and techniques.
Oh, that's so impressive. How nice that they could be in the parade this evening and share their talents. One of the things I really love about this parade is that you get a chance to see entries that feature people of all ages.
Yes,
and that was great to see some of Baraboo's children and youth who were involved in those entries. Now we see an entry from Walnut Hill Bible Church here in Baraboo. We'll be seeing some angels, wise men, shepherds, sheep, and stars from the Christmas Nativity. Walnut Hill Bible Church also is very involved with an effort called Operation Christmas Child, and they do lots of good work, not only here in this community, but elsewhere around the country and the world. And here we see the little sheep.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, they're
adorable.
So cute. Oh, that's a lovely nativity. Some of the children from their church. Oh, and they were even going, bah, bah.
Yes, they are doing it. I just heard that. I was like, what is that? Do they have actual little baby sheep on there? But nope, it's little kids saying bah. That's so cute.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's a lovely entry from Walnut Hill Bible Church.
Huge thank you for them to them for joining us here this evening. And then this next sign you see being held up here is from Oak Park Place in Baraboo, as they're rolling up through here with a sign and some folks. I don't think they actually have the green bus, but they do have some folks here from Oak Park Place Senior Living, and they offer superb independent, assisted, and memory care communities for adults 55 plus.
And instead of their bus
there
this
you
evening,
go.
they created this wonderful float that has some gnomes on it and a wonderful use of lights. What a very clever idea, because Christmas gnomes are so popular right now. We've
That's
even
the
got
thing
one
now.
as part of our decorations here on the table, and so there we got a chance to see some bigger than life Christmas gnomes. And now coming into view are the Baraboo belly dancers. They are always colorful, always joyful, and they have been performing in the area for over a decade. So here we're seeing them doing some really cool things. They have some lit orbs in their hands, and they're doing some really neat choreography with them. So that's really lovely.
I'm really glad for their sake they went that route instead of actual belly dancing, because that's going to be pretty cold right now. So I know it's a nice, not too seasonably freezing cold day today, but I think anytime you would be belly dancing at this point, it might be a little chilly. So
yeah,
good choice.
The thought of that would still make me cold, but that was a beautiful display, and I love the choreography that they did with those lit orbs in their hands. That was lovely.
And following up next is Classic Christian 89.5 FM WCNP. Life is hectic around this time of year, and it's easy to get caught up in everything. The simple display from their classically Christian 89.5 FM in Reedsburg serves a reminder to take a few moments from time to time and appreciate the true reason we celebrate this special holiday and focus on just Christmas. Add some beautiful classic and sacred Christmas music to your holiday soundtrack this year by tuning in to 89.5 or listening online at classicallychristian.org.
They have some wonderful music on that station, and so that's great that they're here this evening. That's really lovely. And following behind them is Our Savior Lutheran Church, Our Savior's Kids Preschool and Daycare. And their banner says, "Glory to God in the highest." And this is a lovely nativity scene as their entry, again with a beautiful display of lights, and we're seeing a star at the top above the nativity scene. And this unit also has music with it. Silent Night.
And then Community Christian School is following right up behind there of Baraboo. 30 different students are part of this, and Bruce Sufford is driving their Christmas wagon, Christmas vacation wagon as well. So there you see some members from the Community Christian School of Baraboo.
And they are all bringing their own wagons as well. Oh, that's lovely. And that's the Community Christian School of Baraboo, located off of Highway T in Baraboo. A very, very lovely display from their school. Again, I think it's just so nice that we see such diversity of entries in the parade. And some of them are walking units, some of them are riding units, everyone's interpretation of what makes a Christmas parade entry, and also all of the ages who are involved.
And we're seeing more and more of those students roll on through. And we want to recommend and remind everybody that you can get the right vehicle for a fair price over at Baraboo Motors Group, another one of our great sponsors, online at BarabooMotorsGroup.com. Baraboo Motors Group, what matters most is you. And we're seeing some great vehicles here being driven through the parade. And I just want to give a shout out there to Baraboo Motors Group for helping us out.
And coming into view right now is Durward's Glen. This will be a miniature replica float of Durward's Glen's 1935 log church, the Immaculate Conception Chapel. Durward's Glen is a spiritual retreat and hospitality center, and has been part of the Baraboo community for years and years and years. I think that is just an exquisite float. If you've not ever been to Durward's Glen, it's located just outside of Baraboo, and it just promotes tranquility. And their float truly depicts the building on site there that is their log church. It is truly a miniature version of it.
Yeah, we'll get a close-up view of it right here, and you're just going to see the detail that is it on that. And I can't imagine the hours of craftsmanship that had to go in there to make that replica a super, super cool entry there. Following up behind is St. Paul's Lutheran Church. They've got 20 to 30 walkers of all ages. They're celebrating Jump for Jesus, Jump for Joy. Jesus is born, and there you go. Jump, jump, jump around, just like it's a fourth quarter of a Badgers game. They're getting after it here.
You know, that I would find to be loads of fun to jump my way through the parade route. That is so cute. It is a wonderful.
Keep you warm, that's for sure.
It sure would. A joyful, joyful entry.
I got some music playing as well in the background. Okay.
Oh, that's great.
There's a lot of lights on that truck as well.
Oh, that's a happy, happy entry from St. Paul's Lutheran Church here in Baraboo. Oh, that's lovely. And now coming into view is an entry from Meant to Be Acres. The Grinch is back in town, and there you can see the Grinch riding in a green pickup truck, no less. This entry is sponsored by Frank and Mark Bulow of Meant to Be Acres in Laval and Griffin Photography. What's a Christmas parade without a Grinch, right?
He's the mean one, yes. Here he comes right underneath the Al Ringling Theater. Fortunately, though, we know the Grinch has his moment here, but Santa Claus will be rolling in here, and he'll light that parade, or that beautiful tree there on top of the marquee from the Al Ringling Theater. But there is the Grinch right there.
And I think that just being in the parade will make his heart grow 10 times larger.
I would hope so. There's DZ Tactical Arms joining us, the indoor shooting range here in Baraboo. They've got that truck lit up well. DZ celebrates 10 years of custom rifle builds. They invite everyone to experience the craft and to perfect your skills at DEZ Indoor Range in Baraboo.
Again, a marvelous use of lights. And then we see some other entries coming into view from Wannabe Campground. There are some ATVs pulling trailers, hay wagons, and a snowmobile trailer with lights. Here we see DEZ one more time. And now we have the entries coming in from Wannabe Campground. Again, a wonderful use of lights, and we hear music with this entry as well. A lot of the entries have music this year, which is very nice.
The sights and the sounds of the parade this year is what we're looking for, and we love it.
Absolutely. That is so pretty.
We've got a lot to talk about next, because right here you see the Baraboo FFA alumni. They play an important part in keeping agriculture education and the FFA programs in our local schools. FFA relies on its alumni to garner support for the community, raise funds for chapter activities and scholarships, and assists at FFA leadership camps and conferences. They are joined tonight by Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Perfect match right there. One of the nation's first discount retailers, Blaine's Farm and Fleet opened its Baraboo store in 1984 and expanded to its current 122,000 square feet location in 1999.
That's a wonderful entry. Congratulations to the Baraboo FFA alumni and Blaine's Farm and Fleet. That's very nice. And now following immediately behind is the Wisconsin Morgan Horse Club. There should be 6 to 8 horses. You'll see all of the riders wearing Santa hats, and the horses all have lights on them to decorate them. The Wisconsin Morgan Horse Club was founded in 1976. It's dedicated to promoting the Morgan horse breed. They've been voted 6 times as the #1 international Morgan club. Congratulations to them. And what's a parade without some horses, you know? I think especially being in a community where there are circus parades with horses, you can't have a Christmas parade without horses.
They're right behind the Morgan Horse Club. We see Bright Star Care. Bright Star Care provides in-home care in Sauk, Columbia, and northern Dane counties. The Bright Star Care team is led by Holly, Richard, Nicole, and Trish, and they wish you very, very happy holidays from Bright Star.
Oh, that's so pretty. Even their
when your name's Bright Star
lights.
Care, you better have some good lights, and they did a great job of it.
That's right. Even their banner is bright.
Yes, wonderful.
Oh, that's lovely. And again, providing home care, medical staffing. Really very nice that they are part of this evening's event.
Is that a bubble, or what is that?
It looks like it. Like it's sort of on his shoulder.
Oh, there. He's got a whole bag of them, apparently. I didn't know what that was. Okay,
sure.
I got a whole wagon full of them. I thought he had some other medical condition we needed to have him get looked at because there was some sort of a bubble coming out of the side of his head. But nope, there's apparently are a whole bunch of those in there. So pretty cool. I want one of those.
I think those are bright stars.
Nice. That makes a perfect sense. Those are definitely bright stars. I love it.
Oh, and it looks so pretty as you get a chance to see it again through the camera. And you get to see all of those lit, the lighted balls that are their bright stars.
There they go.
Oh, that's lovely. Lovely, lovely. And now coming behind is Summit Credit Union. You'll see some of their elves, quote unquote. Some people might think they're employees and their families. But Summit Credit Union has a wonderful float. There's Santa's workshop there. And some of the family members and employees are riding on board. I love their costumes and their hats and the use of lights from Summit Credit Union. Very, very nice.
Wonderful.
And they have wrapped packages on there.
They do, and they look beautiful once again. And I
so
I
maybe
have a
you
new
could
goal
take
this
a lesson
year.
from that.
I think so.
Oh, that's so pretty when you see the lights from that direction. That's very, very lovely.
That is beautiful. Well done there by Summit Credit Union as they continue to work their way right underneath the marquee at the Al Ringling Theater.
And many thanks to all of the folks who are working behind the scenes for this broadcast for creating such excellent camera shots so that those of you who are watching with us through a screen have a chance to see how beautiful the parade is.
Don't get much colorful than a beautiful rainbow like that, and that is the Queers and Allies, Inc., the new LGBTQ plus organization. They're here showing some of their Christmas pride, and what a wonderful... Let's talk about brightness and color. That is unbelievable.
It is. That's really lovely. It's a really bright and colorful entry, and it's huge. As it's riding by us here, it is huge. That's just delightful. And again, many thanks to our camera crew for capturing all of these beautiful floats as they go by. And the back of their float for the Queers and Allies is "You Are Loved."
Yes.
And of course, this is a season of hope and of peace, of joy and love. So a good message for us all. You are loved.
100%.
What a wonderful parade this is. We're now going to be seeing an entry from Las Milpas. They're presenting a traditional live Mexican nativity with music and bright colors. Now this is joyful. Oh my gosh, look at that, Mike. Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas.
Wonderful. I think I found another front runner, another one of the competitors for the most beautiful one, and just a beautiful display there, and the wonderful colors and outfits they've got on there, and the traditional clothing. That is just so amazing.
That is spectacular. It just represents joy of the season. You know, I'm glad that you and I are not in a position to have to be judging all of these entries because I would not be able to do it. There is something lovely about every single entry here. And this is, again, comes to us this evening from Las Milpas. Beautifully done.
And working its way from out into the distance there is Top Hat's truck with trailer from Top Hat Fireplace and Chimney Specialists. Their trailer is Christmas vacation themed. Holiday, or I should say, Top Hat's been in business for over 40 years, serving the Baraboo community and beyond. And there you have it, the as we said, Christmas vacation theme to that one.
And you see some of their employees and their families who are riding on board. What another great entry, this one from Top Hat, Fireplace and Chimney Specialists. That's great. Oh, yeah.
Looks like something might be full on the back end of that one.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Definitely family vacation, Christmas vacation.
Yes.
That is wonderful. Oh, that's cute. And next we see from the Baraboo Children's Museum a flatbed with oversized children's toys. The Baraboo Children's Museum is located across from Log Cabin Restaurant. They have been serving families of Sauk County and beyond for the past 2 years. Their mission is to provide playful experiences that inspire and educate every child. Just look at that with the Rubik's Cube and the Play-Doh and the blocks, and that's just so exciting. That's lovely. The Jack in the Box.
So many different ways to play. Yeah, I hate those things. They scare me. That's
because you never can quite anticipate when they're going to open.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Oh, but who could be scared of that Jack in the Box? He's delightful. He's delightful.
I know he's giving me that side. I don't know. I might be scared of him too. I'm not sure.
Oh, I think he's delightful. Oh, how colorful and what a clever use of the theme. Awesome. What a joy from the Baraboo Children's Museum. Oh,
and
that's
you
great.
See the side shot there of that one, and like you said, the Rubik's Cube and
the ball.
The big ball there.
Yeah.
Never can tell it's Baraboo. That might be a clown nose, too. I'm not really sure.
That's right.
It's hard to know in this town.
It could possibly be. That was delightful.
Yes, following up behind that, it's all aboard the Polar Express. Is from the Boys and Girls Clubs of West Central Wisconsin, Baraboo, Sauk County. Polar Express is making a detour through the Holiday Light Parade as it begins, or I should say brings the Boys and Girls Club members and staff back from the North Pole. The Boys and Girls Club has been in existence for 21 years. They are an after-school program whose mission is to enable all youth, especially those in need, to reach their full potential to become responsible, caring, respectable adults. And there you see it from the Boys and Girls Club of West Central Wisconsin, Baraboo, Sauk County.
That is so clever because the Boys and Girls Club does have its own bus, and they have literally wrapped that entire bus to look like the Polar Express.
Fantastic.
That is very, very clever. Well done by the Boys and Girls Clubs of West Central Wisconsin, Baraboo, Sauk County. And next we see a banner there from Becca Cates. And again, we are just so pleased to have them in the parade. Here we see a decorated golf cart with employees there from Becca Cates Kitchen, Kids, and Home. They are happy to be celebrating their 17th Christmas in downtown Baraboo.
And quickly behind that is the Ringling House Bed and Breakfast over the river and through the woods to the Christmas tour and tea event at the Ringling House Bed and Breakfast. You can have the chance to enjoy a guided tour of the Ringling House when it's all decorated for the holidays. Then enjoy holiday music, beverages, and treats afterwards. This happens Sundays, December 5th, 12th, and 19th at noon. Tickets are available. RinglingHouseBNB.com/events.
And that was a beautiful entry. It was really had some lovely lights.
Here it comes right here. We get another shot to see it. This is going to be great.
So you'll get a chance to take a second look at it. A horse-drawn Cinderella carriage, and that's lovely. Lovely use of the lights. And again, music. You know, music is just so important to all of us, and it's really lovely to be hearing it in the parade tonight. Next, we see an entry from the Baraboo Bar Buddies. Their mission is to make the roads and highways safer for all citizens in our community by providing a safe ride home to intoxicated individuals. They've been keeping our community safe since 2013, and they urge everyone to drink responsibly.
Following behind there, this is the Baraboo Community Heroes, recognizing the heroes in our community. Sauk County Sheriff's Department, the Baraboo Police Department, Baraboo Fire Department, and Baraboo District Ambulance Services. We thank these community heroes for their service to keep us safe and well every single day.
And
actually, no, we're changing it up. Yeah, 608 is here.
That's right. This is 608 axe throwing. As they were coming by, I thought, what's that noise I'm hearing? And it was axes being thrown. Mobile axe throwing lanes are featured at 608 Axe Throwing. We're seeing throwers Brian Buchanan, Brett Williamson, friends and league members. They opened in mid-October with a plan to grow and teach the sport of axe throwing. They chose Baraboo as their home because of the amazing community community sport and unique tourism industry. They dedicate their energies to supporting the community through fundraising efforts and community events. Now that was really something.
That is a unique entry. You don't see axe throwing too often during parade. That was wonderful.
No, you don't.
The Christmas train is coming to town next, and so is the Christmas at the Van Orton Mansion, December 10th through the 12th, welcoming their theme of a mid-century Christmas. You can visit saukcountyhistory.org for more information about the open house, the self-guided small group tours, and more. But there you see the Christmas train right there from the Sauk County Historical Society.
And I love that because you can actually hear the sound of the bells when you're at the railroad tracks. And it's particularly timely because of the fact that over the last year, the Sauk County Historical Society has taken over ownership of the historic railroad depot on the south side of Baraboo, with wonderful plans for it in the future. In fact, you can even see a picture of the Baraboo depot on their float. So wonderful. That is well done. Now this is something I don't know that I could do when I was on a moving vehicle, but these are the Cripple Creek cloggers.
We just saw someone throw an axe on a moving vehicle, so I don't know.
I know. I just can't believe it. We've seen people doing cartwheels and throwing axes and riding motorcycles.
Yes.
And here they are clogging. The Cripple Creek Cloggers, my gosh.
Hard to say.
Have been performing in the Madison area since 1982. They are so talented. I would love to learn how to clog.
Yes.
I think that would be a riot.
And behind that, we see Festival Foods. They've got their festive van, I should say, and then they're rolling through, handing out some items with some great shopping carts with a bunch of items coming out to the kiddos. A hot cocoa party, as you see from the top of that van.
And I love it. Those who have the shopping carts are kind of dancing to the music that the cloggers were clogging to. I mean, everybody is in such a joyous mood tonight. You could just feel that there are light hearts and bright lights tonight. It's just a joyful
puppers.
time. Absolutely. This will be a favorite entry
there
of yours.
There we go. Right there. That wins right there.
See, I knew it. Those
and a huge shout out to Max for getting that shot. That was awesome.
Those four-legged friends always melt your heart, Mike.
And how about this entry right here? This is the one that keeps us warm.
You know, in most years, I am just waiting for this flame to come so that my lips can thaw for a little bit. And tonight, it just is a wonderful, wonderful entry, but I'm not freezing tonight. This one comes to us from Remax Grand. They are realtors in town, and they warm up the cold, wintry night sky with their popular hot air balloon. You know that their logo is a hot air balloon, and here we see the basket with the flame. And you can really feel that flame. It's really something.
It's not always easy, and we do our best to allow the cameras to do justice to the wonderful lights that are on these floats, but it's hard to do justice to the flames and the power and the heat that are coming off of that basket there. Unbelievable.
And the flames jump really high into the sky. I mean, I could feel that just cascading all over me. Oh, look at this. The kids are loving this one, Mike.
They are. And the next one, we're about to see here into the screen. You're right. The kiddos are smiling and they're loving it because are you ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. There it is. It's the Spongy the Fun Truck. Here comes Spongy the Fun Truck. It's everybody's favorite little sponge friend. Spongy's popularity has made him one of the highest-rated parade units in Wisconsin. There is the Spongy Sponge Truck.
And the kids were cheering and cheering.
It's like a celebrity is in town when you see the sponge truck pull up.
Absolutely. Isn't that just the cutest? And next, coming into view from Larson Automotive, Don Larson, GM Superstore is a real superstar of a float. This is incredibly clever. They call this Wheel Wish You, as in W-H-E-E-L, Wheel Wish You a Merry Christmas from Don Larson. And they are featuring Christmas trees and snowmen that are made of old tires. I think that is tremendously creative, and it's beautiful.
Creative is a great way to say that. We'll get a shot here, but yeah, the trees themselves are just stacked up tires that have been painted green and then put lights on top of them, and then you can obviously see the snowman. Here are the trees to start here. These green painted tires with little smaller tires painted green on top, and then that snowman made with 4 different wheels of all different sizes. That's incredible.
That is incredibly clever, and that took them a long time to put together.
Look at this guy. He's huge.
And who is that, Mike?
That is the big Snoopy Balloon from Baraboo Burger Company and downtown Baraboo, Inc. So there you have it. I saw their entry was going to be the big Snoopy Balloon, obviously something that's so iconic when you think of like the Macy's Day Parade and things like that. So there we have our own version of the big Snoopy Balloon.
Yeah, and he's got his little Woodstock,
yes,
his little friend Woodstock right next to him. That is so cute. And immediately behind the gigantic Snoopy are Jolly Giant stilt walkers. There are 2 stilt walkers there. Well, first we see Snoopy coming into view, and then immediately behind are the Jolly Giant stilt walkers. For over 20 years, they have been providing fun and festivity, walking tall, bringing joy to thousands of spectators across the Midwest. Now that would be a feat, to be doing stilt walking in a parade.
And directly behind the stilt walkers, we are hearing the sounds of the Baraboo High School Thunderbird Marching Band under the direction of Griffin James. 65 members of this Baraboo High School Thunderbird Marching Band, one of 3 bands at Baraboo High School. The band performs throughout the year at football games, other varsity sports, and community events. Let's hear them as they make their way through here tonight.
Their tubas are decorated with horns, or with lights, the horns of the trumpet, the tubas. They're wearing their Santa hats and have lights on their instruments.
And here he is.
Here he is, the star of the show. When Santa arrives in Baraboo, he rides in circus style. He is in the Bostock and Wamwell's Menagerie Band carriage from Circus World, pulled by Percheron horses driven by Dean Kruger of Wanawak. We'll be following Santa to the Al Ringling Theater here on 4th Avenue tonight, where he will light the official downtown Baraboo Christmas tree high atop the theater's marquee. Santa will also visit downtown Baraboo every Saturday from 11 to 2 to be able to hear your Christmas wish list. This entry was brought to us this evening by Corner Drugstore Hometown Pharmacy right here in downtown Baraboo. Isn't that spectacular, Mike?
We talk about one of a kind, we talk about unique, and like you said, it is true circus style when it comes to Baraboo, and I can't imagine there's too many Santas riding in a parade in better style than that. So a huge thank you to the Jolly One himself for joining us here this evening. That's awesome.
Scott O'Donnell and Dave Salutis promised me when we were doing our interview during the pre-parade show that they managed to get Santa here from the North Pole in time for the parade.
Awesome.
And they were serious. They were true to their word.
That is wonderful.
It's beautiful. And all of the decoration and the lights on this band carriage, that is lovely. We're used to seeing a band carriage like that in our circus parades here in downtown Baraboo, but now tonight we're seeing Santa in that carriage.
So much great support for this parade here this evening. Turn to the problem solvers over at McFarland's in Sauk City for farm and ag equipment, tires and automotive service, tools, chainsaws, snow blowers, pet supplies, and a full rental center. You can find McFarland's at 780 Carolina Street in Sauk City and at mcfarlands.net. So thank you to them. And also from pre-approval to closing, you can certainly visit the Bank of Wisconsin Dells. They will help you feel at home. You can see Bank of Wisconsin Dells for a residential loan, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 1299601. And there's the jolly guy.
Yes, Santa's greeting the crowd, and coming up soon, we will be seeing a variety of vehicles that represent the community heroes of our Baraboo community, including the Baraboo Police Department, the Saw County Sheriff's Department, the Baraboo Fire Department, and of course the Baraboo EMS. And the last entry of the parade is finally coming into view. Marking the official conclusion to the parade is the Baraboo Fire Department's mighty Ladder 1 truck. In just a few minutes, Santa will get in the truck's bucket and rise to the top of the Al Ringling Theater's marquee to light the downtown's official Christmas tree.
Conclusion of this parade has come and made its way. There is the beautiful Baraboo Ladder 1 as they are coming in here to light the tree on top. And again, I want to continue to mention some of our great sponsors that have helped make this possible this evening, and that includes the 15 different species you can see of cranes over at the International Crane Foundation. You can learn about ICF's conservation work in over 50 countries on 5 different continents. Visit savingcranes.org and join the International Crane Foundation for their open house on December 4th. So again, a big thank you to them, one of our great sponsors, and another thing that makes this area so unique. And then also Madelon Retirement Services is your local Medicare specialist, reminding you that December 7th is the deadline for Medicare open enrollment. See BarabooMedicare.com for more details on that. So, Carrie, I would say it lived up to the hype. There was a lot of people here, a ton of people excited for this parade to finally happen. The 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade presented by Pizza Ranch. I'd say it delivered.
It delivered and more. It was actually one of the best parades I've seen, and I think that tonight, I think it was the culmination of so much wish and so much desire for us to have a time of celebration again after a couple of years of finding it harder to celebrate.
Just moments away.
Any moment now. Santa is building suspense.
Yes, he is. We've waited 2 years, so it's okay. We can wait a little longer.
That's right. Oh, and the crowd is loving it. They're loving it. It's fun to see all the Santa hats on the musicians from the band. And they sure sound great. As everybody's singing Jingle Bells with the band, as he directs the band from way up in the bucket of Ladder 1. Now that's definitely a room with a view. He can see all of the whole courthouse square from where he is.
Baraboo High School marching band members playing away, counting down the moments.
They look great and they sound great. What a wonderful band. So, Mike, do you play a band instrument? Were you in band?
Oh, absolutely. I started with trumpet and I ended with tuba, and I played every instrument in between.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's neat.
Every brass instrument, essentially. How about you?
Maybe next year you can jump in line with them.
The marching with the sousaphones was my favorite part. So
is that
I was
right?
always the one in the back marching and dancing around with the sousaphones. So somebody had to be the entertainment, I guess.
Absolutely.
I was from a much smaller school. We only had one sousaphone, and it was me. So. All right, here we go. I think it's time.
Yes, I think so. If that doesn't put the happy in happy holidays, I don't know what does.
Absolutely love it. The
that's
marquee
lovely.
is lit up once again. Look at that. Just, again, we've used the word so many times tonight, but unique and one of a kind, and where else but beautiful downtown Baraboo can you have that to finish off a Christmas light parade. I love it.
Stunningly beautiful. It really is. It's just beautiful. And again, such a spectacular community event. And immediately following the parade at 7:30 will be the showing of The Year Without a Santa Claus, the 1974 stop-motion animation television special. And that will be free to anyone who wishes to go into the Al Ringling to see it. So again, another family-friendly aspect of this evening's festivities.
We've been talking about so many of the wonderful sponsors. I do want to mention again all the great Downtown Baraboo sponsors, Downtown Baraboo Inc. Sponsors that made this possible. Of course, the main sponsor of the parade, Pizza Ranch, but Baraboo Area Chamber of Commerce, the City of Baraboo, Minutemen Press of Baraboo, also Baraboo State Bank, UW Platteville, Baraboo, Sauk County, Glacier Valley Ford, Teal Plastic, and I know you have the rest of them as well.
Coffee Bean Connection, Oak Park Place Baraboo, DEZ Tactical Arms, Don Rick Insurance, Spin Shack, Wisconsin River Title Consultants, and Supreme Awards. Again, many thanks to Pizza Ranch, the major sponsor of this evening's Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade, and also for all of the broadcast sponsors, including AT&T. We are in the AT&T booth.
And I want to mention those as well. There's a couple of crossovers here, so just want to thank them for all of their support and all the different things they've done to help us out here. But, of course, AT&T of Baraboo, the lead sponsor, WCCU Credit Union, our special sponsor, Teal Plastics, once again, the Jeweler's Edge, Don Rick Insurance, Ho Chunk Gaming, Wisconsin Dells, Baraboo State Bank, SSM Health, St. Clair Hospital, The Granary, Baraboo Motors Group, McFarland's, Bank of Wisconsin Dells, Century 21 Affiliated, International Crane Foundation, and Madelon Retirement Services. Thank you so much to all of the amazing broadcast sponsors that helped us bring you this parade here this evening. And the fun part is at the end of the parade here, when they do the tree lighting, everybody basically just gathers around. So there's just a mass amount of humanity right here trying to work their way out of here. Some very, very cool lighted toys that are being still sold here for some of the kiddos. But the magic of Christmas is alive and well here in Baraboo, I would say.
It is. And, you know, something that I'm noticing this evening that I haven't noticed in previous years' Christmas light parades is that people are kind of lingering.
Yes.
You know, where in previous years you would see people exit more rapidly. I think there's such a desire to be with each other and to celebrate the beginning of the holiday season together. I think we see togetherness differently than we did even 2 years ago.
There's no question about it. And you see
Santa's now in a different vehicle.
Yes, he is. He's moved his way into one of those great vehicles from Baraboo Bluffs ATV and UTV clubs. So there you go.
Oh, that's a wonderful shot of Santa riding behind Ladder One this time.
And again, huge thank you to all of our broadcast sponsors. We just talked about a bunch of them, but AT&T right behind us, you see it. They are our massive, big-time lead sponsor when it comes to this parade this year. So huge thank you to them. And Carrie Olson, as always, thank you. You mentioned all the people doing work behind the scenes. The work that you put in for this parade is amazing. So we thank you so much for your support.
It's always a joy.
Yes, absolutely. So what we will do is sign off here for tonight, and we want to thank you so much for joining us, no matter however you did it. And again, don't forget, you can view it back over on our Facebook page. It is going to be available on demand over there, so check that out. For Carrie Olson, I'm Mike Anger. For everybody working behind the scenes, we thank you so much for joining us here tonight. A very, very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays from the 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade, presented by Pizza Ranch.
The 2021 Downtown Baraboo Christmas Light Parade with hosts Carrie Olson and Mike Ganger has been brought to you by our exclusive lead broadcast sponsor, AT&T Baraboo, and special sponsor, WCCU Credit Union. Also brought to you by Teal Plastics, The Jeweler's Edge, Baraboo Motors Group, Don Rick Insurance, Bank of Wisconsin Dells, Century 21 Affiliated, Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin Dells, Baraboo State Bank, The Granary, Madelon Retirement Services, McFarland's, the International Crane Foundation, SSM Health, St. Clair Hospital. Thank you for joining us tonight. We wish you a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holiday Season.